Hello my beauties and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a video that was inspired by Allie Glines and Alonso. They both did a video that was basically 9 or 7 products that make them feel flawless. So I'm going to be doing 7 products that make me feel flawless and fabulous. Because it's such a great idea, don't you think? Well, let's get into it. The first product that I really love, that I love to use on special occasions, that makes me feel really nice and special, is my Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I love this. It really gives my skin a nice dewy glow, but it's not overly shimmery. There's no glitter in it. It's just a nice sheen. So I'm going to put that all over my face. And if I look down, the mirror's down here. But I'm trying not to. At least for this. And I love how it smells too. It's not like perfumey, it just smells nice. And I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, after primer comes foundation, and actually one of the foundation that I did pick is another thing that makes me feel flawless whenever I wear it. And it's something I don't hear talked about very often. And that is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation. I love this. It's really good full coverage, especially when I have like things like this going on. It's great, and it just looks so nice on the skin. It's almost like a second skin kind of look. So we're going to do a bit of that. I'm going to put some on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to take my ColourPop, I think this is their silicone beauty blender. It's got like a silicone center or whatever. I love it. It's got a flat side and a pointed side, so it's perfect for blending. And I'm just going to start applying that. And I like to use the classic tapping motion to blend in my foundation and my concealer, because I feel that it works best whenever I try to use brushes. I always get streaks, and I can never understand how people can get no streaks when they use a brush. I'm very jealous of them. I can never seem to figure it out. I always have to go back over with a beauty blender. So I think that looks nice and blended. What do you guys think? Alright, the next product isn't something that makes me feel flawless and fabulous, but it still makes me feel good. And I'm going to be using my Tarte Shape Tape, which I just got. I know I'm way behind the times. But I just got the Tarte Shape Tape in 2 different colors. I got 8B Porcelain Beige and 12B Fair Beige. So I'm going to actually do the 12B Fair Beige first and put it on all of my lovely little spots. And then blend that in, and then I'm going to go in with the porcelain beige under my eyes, because I don't want to do the light version first and then accidentally put that over the blemishes and just have them stand out even more. I really don't want that. I've only used this concealer for I've only been using it for about a month. But I really, really like it. I can see why everybody goes gaga over it. It's just a fabulous concealer. So I'm going to blend that out with my beauty sponge. There we go. Bit more even. Bit more sorted out. And now I'm going to take 8B, which is Porcelain Beige, and I'm going to do that under my eyes to kind of brighten things up a bit. And instead of using the flat side, which is what I've been doing, I'm going to turn it around and use this side of it. And I'm just going to press that in. When I do my under eyes, I like to do kind of a rolling tapping motion. I just feel it blends it out a lot better. And there we go. Our concealer is done. Next, I'm actually going to move on to powder, and I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty, Pro Filter Power in the shade Butter. And I'm just going to use that all over my face to kind of set everything. Just tap a little into the cap. And then I'm going to take this wonderful, big, fluffy brush and just going to gently powder down my face. I like to use circular motions as much as possible and a very light touch so that I don't smear any product beneath it. And then I'm actually going to take what's left in the cap. I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to put it directly under the eye to really set that concealer. And there we go. Powdering is done. Now, I love blush and I love highlighter. And so the next thing that really makes me feel flawless and fabulous when I use this product is last year's Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush Quad. And I just love the Hourglass blushes. They're so stunning, so beautiful. So I think I'm going to use this shade right here, which I think is called Infinite Flush. I can never tell on the back of the things where things are from. And so I'm going to use this NYX blush brush. Well, I think it's a blush brush. Either way, it works. I'm just going to put it into that blush, tap the excess off, and put it on the apples of my cheeks, and then blend it up towards the hairline. I love their blushes. I actually just got my first full size, like single, and I am so excited. I love it. It's so pretty. So I'm just going to take whatever's left on that blush brush and smooth things out, and there we go. Now, the highlighter that I've absolutely been loving that makes me feel so wonderful when I wear it is the Marc Jacobs Omega Glaze highlighter in Worth the Wait. I got this a couple of VIB sales ago, but I mean, I've already hit pan. So I have to say that's pretty impressive for me. I never hit pan and stuff. Speaking of pan, if you guys want to see what's going on with my project pan, I will link that blog post down below. I just did a new one this week with an update. So be sure to check it out. So I'm going to take this Morphe M501 brush and I'm going to dip that into the product, really get a lot, tap off the excess, and then put it on the high points of the face. And I know I hold my brush a bit funny when I do the other side, but it works for me. Gives me a bit more control. Then we're going to go down the nose, and then of course the Cupid's bow. You got to do the Cupid's bow. It's one of those things you just got to do. And then for bronzer, I wanted to kind of stay in the high-end range. So I picked the only high-end bronzer I have is actually in the very first Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit, like the first one they ever did. And I'm going to be using this bronze right here, which is just called Luminous Bronze Light. I'm still, in the getting used to using bronzer phase. I used to never use bronzer. I'm going to use an angled brush from Royal & Langnickel. I'm going to use that to just kind of apply the bronzer, of course. So I always do the top of my forehead at the hairline. Then I do the cheeks. And then for me, what I always do with bronzer, which for me makes it, look a bit more natural, like you've really been out in the sun, I take it across the bridge of my nose. Just kind of like how it would look if you were wearing sunglasses and you were out in the sun. So, there's that. Alright, so up next, we are going to move on to the eyes. Now, I'm going to use my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion to prep my lids, and then I'm actually going to take a bit of the Fenty Beauty powder to set the primer. So it's not super tacky and it doesn't, you know, have the eyeshadow clinging to the primer in a bad way. I really like the doe foot applicator on this. Makes application so much easier. Then I'm just going to tap that in with my ring finger. And then I'm going to take that same black brush, or not the black brush, excuse me. Yeah, the black brush. I'm going to dip it into the powder, and then just carefully go over where I've just put the eyeshadow primer. Alright, now we're on to the eyeshadow palette, which this palette, whenever I wear it, it makes me feel so good. I just feel more confident, and I love it. And the palette that I'm talking about is the Huda Beauty New Nude palette. I love this palette. I might even go so far as to say it is my favorite palette. But let's see what type of look we should do today. I'm thinking kind of keeping with the camera cut off. So what I've done is I took the shade Lace and I put that into my crease and blended it up towards the brow bone so that it will kind of blend in with everything. And then I took the shade Love Bite and I put it on the outer corners of my eyes to kind of deepen that crease and give a bit more definition. And then I just took the shimmery shade Fantasy and I put it on the outer portions of the eyes. And now I'm going to take the shade Daydream, which is like a light pink, and I'm going to put that on the inner part of the eye. I love this palette. It makes me feel so good about myself whenever I use it. I just love every look I come up with, and it's one of my favorites, if not my absolute favorite palette. I love it. And there you go. You have the finished look. Well, not finished, not quite yet. We are going to take a bit of the Marc Jacobs highlighter that I just used on my face. And I'm going to put that in the inner corner to really brighten things up. And I'm going to take a little bit more, just a little bit, and I'm going to put them under the brow bone, or right underneath the brow arch, I should say, because it works. Looks good. Close that up. Now we are going to do our brows, and for that I have pulled out the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in Taupe, and then to set the brows, I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel because I love their brow gel. It's great. So I'm going to take an angled brush. This one's by Royal & Langnickel. And I'm going to take the lightest shade first, and I'm going to pop that into the front part of my brow on both sides. How do you guys like to do your brows? Do you prefer powder or pomades or pencils? I would love to know what you guys are loving right now. You know, do you have the New Nudes palette? How much do you love it, or do you not like it at all? I would love to hear from you guys. So be sure to leave a comment and I will be sure to get back to you, because I love hearing from you guys. I love knowing what's going on in your lives too. And I'm taking the darker shade and I'm just blending that in with the lighter shade, and I am putting it, the darker shade, towards the end of the brow to give a bit of dimension. Now, we are kind of coming into the home stretch. Now we're going to do eyeliner. And for the top, I'm going to be using the Sephora Colorful Eyeliner. And I think this is a glitter one, but you can't really tell. In the color Cappuccino. I'm just going to use this on the top lash line. Okay, we got that. And now I'm going to take my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade, I think it's, yeah, in Midnight Cowboy. And I'm just going to use this in my waterline to kind of brighten things up a bit. I love putting different colors in my waterline. I considered using one of my purple liners to go with this look, but I didn't know if I was going to do pink or purple, so I just figured Midnight Cowboy would be a good option. And now, before I do my, before I do anything else, I forgot to put my brow gel in. So I'm just going to sweep that through the brows, really kind of plaster them down so they don't go flying everywhere. And now, before I do lips and mascara, I'm actually going to set my face so that it doesn't get make the mascara go everywhere. So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to take my beauty sponge and just kind of pat everything down so nothing looks powdery or cakey. So there we have that. The mascara I'm going to be using is another thing that makes me feel flawless and fabulous. How many times am I going to say that in this video? And I'm talking about the Monsieur Big Lancome Mascara. I have the waterproof version. So I'm going to curl my lashes, and then I'm going to apply the mascara. When I first got this mascara, I didn't like it actually. But now, it's one of my favorites. It's a mascara that really gives me nice looking lashes. And I love how it looks. I think it was just too wet when I first tried it. But now that it's had a chance to dry out just a little bit, it performs so much better. Like, so much better. And I'm going to go back and do another coat. And then I'm going to do my bottom lashes. I can't do my bottom lashes without opening my mouth. I don't know why, but there it is. Now for lips, and for the last product, my 7th product that makes me feel flawless and fabulous, is my Dior Lacquer Stick in 877 Turn Me Dior. But first, I'm going to use a lip liner. This is an Illamasqua lip liner in the color Media. I'm just going to quickly line the lips. And then I fill them in. And then we're going to do the top. And fill that in. And then we're going to go in with the lacquer stick. And there we have it, guys, the finished look. I love this look. I do it quite often, and I just love how it makes me feel. It makes me feel so confident in myself. And I know that kind of sounds silly that makeup does that, but you know, it does. If you look good, it makes me feel good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you want to be notified every time I post, be sure to click that little bell so you will receive a notification every time I post, which right now is about once a week. And I hope to see you guys soon. If you have, I would love to know what some of your products are that make you feel flawless and fabulous. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!